Good morning, it's Christina with your A.M Manna. And this morning's manna is coming from Psalms 139, verse 14. And it reads, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your words are wonderful, your works are wonderful. I know that full well. Okay, so to be I looked up fearfully and wonderfully made, and it says to be that we were created with great reverence, heartfelt interest, and respect to be unique and set apart. Now, the definition of reverence means deep respect for someone or something. And the word unique means being the only one of its kind, unlike anything else. God made us fearfully and wonderfully made. He made us with a great respect, a great reverence to us. He had respect for us, high level of respect for us. And he created us to each be unique and set apart. Unique. One of a kind. There's only one of us. We're the only one like it that he made. There is nobody else out there. We may have similar characteristics. We may have some of the same traits, but there is something in us that makes us different, makes us one of a kind, makes us unique, set apart, the only one of its kind. God has such respect and high regard for us that he took the time to make us. And when he made us, when they say he broke the mold, he literally broke the mold because there is only one of you and one of me. We may have some of the same likes, dislikes, characteristics, traits, personalities, whatever. But there is something about us that makes us different. Because God said that he made us fearfully and wonderfully made. So God says that when we begin to mimic and assimilate, which simply means to resemble something, when we begin to mimic and adopt things from other people, we can admire the way they do a thing, the way they say something. But when we pick it up and we begin to use it and it becomes a part of who we are, we're pretending to be something or someone that we're not. Because God made us all unique, different. God says that when we're out here mimicking others, picking up on things, whether it be from picking up things that people say that we see on social media as we're perusing through, which simply means we're paying attention to it and we like it, and then we begin to assimilate. We begin to resemble it because we pick it up and we carry it and make it our own. God says it doesn't matter how many times we do that. Just because someone else may be favored in an area and things may be going well for them in that area, or that works for them, and so we're going to take that and use it to see if it works for us. Guess what? We will never get the same full result as someone that is favored to do it. As someone who God told to do it, to someone who God created to do it, to someone who was designed with it in them to do it. It will never have the same power or the same anointing in that regard if God did not favor us to do it. So we can spend time learning it, mimicking it, portraying it, and then we get frustrated because it seems to work for a while, but then all of a sudden it seems to be fading away and not working anymore. That is because we were not favored to do that. And when we pretend to be someone that we're not by adopting things from other people because we feel that they're favored in that area or because we see that that is working for them, it's because they're favored for it. God said he made us we're fearfully and wonderfully made. We're unique. We're one of a kind. There is no other like us. So God gave each of us our own thing and our own way of doing it. But unless we do it in who we are, authentic, unique self, our self, the self that God created us to be, unless we're operating and walking in that, We'll never possess that, or we'll never get the result that someone else may be getting from it, because we were not ordained for it. We were not favored for it. So therefore, the power that is behind it with them is not the same power that is behind it with us, because we were not designed for it. We were not led to it, and we were not given it to God, given it to us by God to do it. So we're wasting our time. God says that when we pretend to be someone else and we pick up things from other people and take it as our own, it's an insult to him. We're insulting him. How are we insulting him? Because when we pretend to be something other than what he created us to be, we're saying that he didn't know what he was doing when he created us. That's insulting God. Who are we to tell God that we know better for ourselves than he who created us? We're out here frustrated because we're pretending to be something and someone that we're not. When God says that we were fearfully and wonderfully made, that he had high regard, he thought so highly of us when he created us, that he made only one of our kind, one. There's only one of us. There's only one you in the world. There's only one me in the world. Because we're different, we're unique. There is something about us that sets us apart from one another. And God has given each of us our own destiny, given each of us our own gifts according to what he saw fit to give. And we're out here walking around with a mimicking spirit on us because we're pretending to be other people. A piece of this one, a piece of that one. I'm going to take this from him or her, and I'm going to move over here and do this one. Okay, so I see that all of these things are working for all these people. So I tell you what, I'm going to take this one from them, this one, and all of a sudden I'm a whole bunch of people. And I've been operating that way so long that I don't even know who I am. When God says that we were fearfully and wonderfully made. God made no mistake with us. God knew exactly what we needed when he created us and everything that he put in us, because the word says that everything we need is already in us. So if we spend more time getting to know the God who created us, in turn, we get to know who we are, because he's the one that knows who we are because he created us. So when we walk around pretending to be other people, adopting other people's ways and the way they do things because it seems the way it works for them, and I like that, so I'm gonna do that. That's the way I'm gonna do it. Did God tell us to do it that way directly to us? Did God say do it the way they're doing it? Did God tell us to do it the way they're doing it? No, he didn't. Because he said that we're unique, we're one of a kind. So everybody has their own. He created us in a way that sets us apart from other people, because there's only one of us. So therefore, we must be the person that he created us to be. And the only way to know who he created us to be is to know the person that created it. And he says that we were fearfully and wonderfully made. That we're unique, we're one of a kind, we're set apart. And that we should not be out here pretending to be someone else when who we are is enough.